Good evening and welcome to the Arundel Camera Club live stream for Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. My name is John Milliker and I'm the club president for the 2020-2021 season. The Arundel Camera Club was founded in 1957 and exists to promote the art, science, and education in all aspects and fields of photography. Normally we meet at 7 p.m. every Wednesday evening during the school year in Severna Park, Maryland. However, with the current disruptions, we've decided to continue business as normal in a virtual space, which allows us to protect our members and guests from the current COVID-19 situation. For more information about us, please visit www.arundelcameraclub.org. We're also about a month away from our business meeting, and that is going to be on May 5th, Wednesday, May 5th. And in the next week or two, everyone on the email list will receive a link to our questionnaire. Please be sure to take your time to fill that out and join us on our conference-style stream that we will have very similar to last year. This is where all of our members help shape the club for the next year. Please make sure that you attend. It'll be using our custom Jitsi Meet link that we send out. And again, that will happen at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, May 5th. And to finish out the rest of our schedule, here's our program's chair, Christine Milliker.
Good evening. On April 14th, we have Lewis Katz coming to give a program on From Capture to Print, the Art of Black and White Photography. And then on April 21st is our digital photo contest with a theme of One Light portraits. Be sure to mark your calendars for our next meet and shoot, which is our April field trip, and will be at Fort Smallwood Park on Saturday, April 24th, with a rain date of Sunday, April 25th. Times are 11 to 3, and there will be a $6 per vehicle charge for entry into the park, payable by cash or check at the gate. As always, bring your chair, lunch, and a camera. We'll have great views of the bay, the Key Bridge, Battery Hartshorn, and the local birding pond. Invite your friends and family. Anyone interested in photography are welcome. See our post on Facebook and our email that we sent out for more information. Please note there will be no opportunity to cook there. There are no grills. On April 28th, we have our very own Bob Weber giving us a presentation. And then on May 5th is our yearly business meeting, as John said. Tonight, we will be discussing our March photo assignment of daily tasks or routines. And at the end of the evening, I'll announce the photo that received the most votes over on our Facebook page. Our April photo assignment is going to be spring. I need to get feedback from all of you, and I'll be sending out an email for that. But since next month on May 5th is our business meeting, we will not be having a discussion at that point. So I need to find out from you how you would like to handle photo assignments and how to discuss them, and if you want them to continue over the summer. We are going to stop doing the weekly programs over the summer like we normally do, but we could still maybe have a once a month or so get together on our Jitsi server and discuss things. Please let me know in email. You can email me at programs@arundelcameraclub.org. On to tonight's photo assignment. We are discussing our assignment of daily tasks and routines. And I shared my screen, John. Is it up?
It is.
Okay. Our first photo is... Oops. Why am I not seeing it at the bottom? There it is. Is from Teresa Jackson.
I thought it had to be Teresa.
And it's painting. So, is she with us?
Teresa, are you here on the stream? I don't think so.
Moving too many screens.
Would anybody like to start our discussion on this image?
I like it. I think there's a lot of colors. It shows her studies of different leaves and everything in several ways she's thought about doing this.
Yeah.
I think it's very pretty.
Anybody who joined us, you do start muted, so make sure you unmute yourself if you want to speak on that. When you zoomed in on that image, I saw salt, and I think that's a popular thing for painters is using like a rock salt to give texture. But if you zoom in on the image right on the inside, it's just, I don't know what that is. I'm guessing that's salt that she uses to help create texture. And I think this image is fantastic. It's so inviting. It makes me want to just sit down and I'd probably mess up her painting, but it makes me want to sit down and grab a brush and paint some.
I think it really fits the theme of daily routines. And the nice touch is normally I would dislike that bright highlight through the window, but that's the trees. So she's sitting there painting, these leaves and stuff, and looking out her window at nature. I think it's really pretty well done.
I have to say the same because I think it really, really fits our daily routine. Actually, better than my pictures do. But it's really nice. I know it's really hard to paint like that. My wife paints every once in a while, and it's really a really nice hobby, and it looks real nice.
Anyone else have some feedback for Teresa?
Well done, Teresa. Tell us about, if you're in the chat, tell us if you're using salt for texture.
Or maybe she'll join us if she's not here now, and we can come back to it. Okay, the next photo is from Susan Weber. Did she have a name? Gymnastics on the Beach. I think the focus is a little off on this, but I like the lines of the water and the circle of the beach there next to her.
Before we go further, Susan has some feedback in the chat. She says she likes the 3 incomplete canvases. The partially completed ones are a reference for the one in the foreground. Very nice observation, Susan.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, is this image cut off at the feet, or is Lightroom just doing its kind of weird thing?
It's doing its weird thing. There, see.
Okay. Yeah, the focus is a little bit missed, but I'm trying to see if that really matters to me. And unfortunately, everything about the image screams that the subject is the little girl. So it really hurts seeing the out of focus with that.
Yeah, well, I was wondering, what was the title of it again, Christine?
Gymnast on the Beach.
Yeah, I was wondering, was it put out of focus on purpose to try to show movement or something like that? Or was that what she was trying to accomplish? I'm not for sure. But it is out of focus. I don't know, was it?
I can't hear.
Yeah, I'm
Can't
having
hear.
Yeah, JC, can you put your microphone a little closer to your mouth?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, no, I was saying that I was wondering, was it out of focus on purpose to try to show some movement? I don't know. It is out of focus, but was she trying to show movement or something since it is about gymnastics?
That's really weird, JC, because you start out great and then it just trails off completely. But I think I heard what you said. JC's wondering
now,
if.
What about now? I took the mic off. What about now?
Yes. Go ahead and repeat one more time for us.
No, I was just saying, I was wondering, is it out of focus on purpose? Was she trying to show some movement since it's a gymnastic picture? That's what I was wondering. It is out of focus, but I was just wondering, was it did on purpose?
Over on Facebook, she says, this little girl was doing gymnastics and never stopped moving. Missed the chance to capture her doing a split. Not out of focus on purpose, just me doing the best I could on Zoom with her moving.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I find the whole screen out of focus. Is it just the limitation in the throughput?
Rich, I see on you, Jitsi is saying that you have a low bandwidth connection.
I know what to do. Yes.
Turn your quality down and see if that helps. But I will say that the most in focus is that rock right behind her that Christine's got on the screen now, but it's still very soft. And I like JC's thought. I we don't need to have everything in sharpness as long as it has the impact and tells the story. But I don't think that Susan used the bad focal point on purpose to kind of really hammer home a feeling for us. I just think it was just, as she said, she just did the best she can with what she had.
Over on Facebook, Lewis says the swirl of the beach is nice.
It is.
It was a handheld shot from a long distance.
Can y'all hear me now? I tried to fix this thing.
No, JC, you're still trailing off real bad.
Still bad. Okay.
Can you keep the headphones on and then turn on the microphone for your laptop or your device?
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Okay. Lewis says his wife gives him a hard time about having everything in focus. Now, Lewis, does she make you have everything in focus, or does she kind of say, not everything needs to be in focus?
Any other comments on this while we're waiting for responses on Facebook?
It was a long shot, handheld.
Gotcha.
I like the thoughts behind it. That you're out on a walk, and
Bob, is there more of that little swirl in the beach and the water, the water's edge there? If she would have to the right of that
I
crop,
think perhaps there is. It goes a bit more to the right.
that might
Um,
help it, because keeping that swirl, and then she's kind of looking down at that swirl, that might help the image being not entirely too sharp.
right. I'm going to look up the original.
Doug in the chat is asking if there's a link for voice chat. Yes, Doug. If you submitted photos for the photo assignment, you should be able to see them on. Christine sent out an email to members, and she also sent a Facebook message as well.
okay.
And Lewis is asking how he talks. Lewis, are you here on the server? You just need to make sure you unmute your microphone. Everybody starts muted because we had a little bit of noise issues last time, and then you would unmute when you want to talk, and then if you can mute again, that way we try to keep the noise down a little bit. Any other thoughts on this image?
If you allow me to share screens, I can show you the original.
Sure.
How do I do that?
On the bottom of your screen, there are 3 groups. The far left group.
Home, close, share screen.
Mhm.
Okay. Select window. Which one?
And while you're doing that, Lewis is saying he does not see an option for a microphone. It's still on the bottom of your screen. If I move my mouse here right now, you're going to see those 3 buttons on the middle. The red one is to leave, the one on the right is your video camera, and the one on the left is your microphone. You would just click that. The down arrow will select your microphone, and click the microphone icon itself to enable or disable. That should be white. If it is gray, it means you're muted. Oh, that's
There's the
nice.
original.
I think she should have left in that swirl. Unfortunately, I think the missed focus kind of detracts too much from the image. But yeah, I would have cropped with that swirl in there a little bit too.
I love that S curve of the beach there.
Yeah, I think there is one that has that in it.
Yeah, Lewis, I don't see you on the Jitsi server. We do have 2 people. I know who one of them is. I didn't know if you were on. You need to connect to the Jitsi server link that Christine provided in email and also on Facebook. But you need to be there to be able to talk. Lawrence says, I can see the image of the girl and the thumbnails of people on the side, but I can't tell if I'm online. How do I see my own thumbnail? Lawrence, go ahead and when we ask for feedback on the image, make sure to unmute your microphone and talk, and that'll verify whether you're in. But if you're seeing the image that's on the screen, you're seeing correctly. You could also go down on the bottom right hand corner. There's a toggle live tile view. It's 4 little squares on the bottom right. You can click that, and that will kind of let you see everybody else as well.
Susan says there was trash on the beach in front of her, so that's why she cropped in.
Gotcha.
Okay. I shared my screen again. Is it?
We're up.
Okay. This next one is also from Susan, taking a break from Zoom.
What park is this, guys?
That's nice, though. I like the tie-dye hammock.
Bob, what park is this? Unmute your microphone.
Fort Smallwood.
Is it Fort Smallwood? Very
Yeah.
nice. Boy, that's relaxing.
I love the cranes in the background, the water in front. Kind of a little bit of everything in this photo. Anyone have any comments for Susan on this?
I like seeing just the feet there. There's a little mystery there.
The head down in the hammock and then the feet dangling. Yeah, that's nice.
And the
You
framing
highlight-
is perfect as well. I like the framing a lot.
Yeah. In the original, the feet are dark. She highlighted them to bring them out.
I could see that with the shadow of the hammock being in front of it.
I got to bring my hammock out on the 24th.
Get that same spot right there.
There we go.
Okay. Susan says, can't tell if it's a male or female, though. Yeah, in today's world, you wouldn't know.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
No.
it doesn't.
Doesn't yeah.
It just tells the same story. Okay. This is Fred's. Beautiful eagle. Nice capture.
Thank you. It was a lucky shot. I was down at Condowingo Dam, and there wasn't that many eagles out there, and it just so happened I was at the right place at the right time.
Okay.
Wow, very nice.
Any feedback for Fred on this?
Well, I'm jealous. I don't have any eagle shots this nice. You've got the eye in focus, got the fish. There's a nice background. The lighting's good.
Yeah, nice depth of field on this that you can see both wings pretty good.
Just the faintest blur at the tip of the wings.
You're pointing stuff out that I didn't see. That's pretty good. Okay. There's a lot of stuff you say. I just took the picture and I said, oh, that's nice, but I didn't really look at it like that. You got good points. Very good points.
Even the waves in the background are interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that day up there was a lot of water. They had everything open, and I think when they have a lot of water, there's not too many eagles. At least they're spread out. The ones that were up there that day were spread out pretty good.
Something that intrigues me really, really bad is, or really good, I should say, is at first glance that top wave almost looked like mountains.
Mm.
And that's really intriguing. It's kind of like an optical illusion, like the waves or mountain, like a mountain range. Really, really unique.
Yeah.
You guys are pointing out more than I even thought about it.
Okay. This is
Doug.
Doug.
I really like this picture.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is great.
I think it's good too.
I think it's great.
I like the fact that he's got glasses on looking, but the picture doesn't have glasses as far as I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of fun. It looks like he's looking at himself in a mirror, but it's him on the computer screen. And yeah, it's very interesting.
Looks like someone is working on their one light portraits.
And
It
a
does.
very distinguished beard. I like that.
Is Doug online?
Yeah, I'm on, and I suppose technically it's two lights because I used one light for the picture that's on the screen, and then the screen was the only light for this picture.
So Doug, that's two complete different pictures, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
so it's a WebEx. So the title of the picture is WebEx,
Okay.
and that's which I do several times a day for work. So that's very much a routine thing.
Mhm.
So that's a WebEx session that's open to a different computer showing the picture of me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, everybody just wondering. You got glasses on one, and you don't have glasses. So it's not a reflection. In other words.
No, it's not a reflection.
I think it qualifies for one light portrait.
I think so too.
The light is on you. The one light's on you looking at the monitor. The monitor is kind of a secondary light.
No, the monitor's the only light.
Oh, the monitor's the
that's
only light.
perfect.
That's definitely one light portrait.
Yeah.
Yeah. The monitor is the only light.
There you go. That's a one light portrait, definitely.
And I've actually cleaned it up and brought the keyboard up a little bit, and was able to completely drop the background out of it.
Over on Facebook, Ron says, I could see Doug's photo going black and white possibly.
I'll have to try that. I had other black and whites, but
I don't see it, but try it.
I love.
Doug, one other thing too in the background, if you can knock some of that out.
I've knocked all of the background out. I just didn't resubmit for this. You'll see it for the one light.
Okay, it looks good. It's a winner.
And I actually was able to bring the keyboard up a little bit.
I like the color. I like the idea that what you're wearing kind of matches your Windows theme as well, because you have a blue Windows background. Your accent color on your Windows is blue. So it really mirrors nicely.
I kind of like the window in the background and the coffee cup and all that off in the distance. To me, it adds to the photo. And I like it in color also, but
I knocked it out and it becomes a really clean, simple photo. Well, we'll see what the judges think, because I'm working in my one light.
Any more comments for Doug? Okay, I believe this is Elaine's. A cup of tea. I like the concept here. I just wasn't sure I liked that her focus was the rim of the cup. I think it might have been better if the focus was the tea bag.
So what you're saying is Elaine should be drinking margaritas instead of tea.
I think that she needs more depth of field so that it's both.
But here's the thing: it's interesting because you know exactly what it is.
That's true.
The only thing I was and can you zoom out again? It looks like Facebook's doing its thing again. Yeah, that's much better because it's right in the center. But I mean, how many times have we seen this over the last year? Seen this view for us tea drinkers?
I like the nice red contrast in the upper corner.
I think somebody just fell down the stairs. Is everybody okay? Heard a lot of noise. Okay.
Any more comments for Elaine? This is also Elaine's. I forgot the ham.
I like it.
I like it. Looks like she's getting ready to make some omelets, maybe?
Yeah. Onions,
Looks
mushrooms,
nice.
peppers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the colors.
Yeah.
The knife there.
Colorful.
I like the way that the eggs are very carefully positioned to be symmetric.
I
Yeah.
still think a slightly more depth of field would be good, but
Yeah.
this is much better than the previous one.
And I liked how zoomed in this is. It tells the story, and the only thing that might have made it better is to see a skillet off on the side or something.
Yeah. It's just nice. I like the colors to it also.
Yeah.
I mean, just a little bit, just a little sharper. I would have preferred to be just a little bit sharper, just a little bit, not that much.
Yeah.
Like you say, depth of field, a little bit more depth of field, a bit more, just a little bit more sharpness on that. It's great.
Any more comments? Ron says the pepper in the background works against the green onions in the front. It does. This is Walk to the Beach, also from Teresa. Beautiful sky that day.
I'd walk to the beach more if I saw this view.
I could not figure out what this was about. I thought it was about a dock or something. I just couldn't. I mean, it's a beautiful photo, but I just could not figure out what it was all about. And now I know. Walk to the beach.
The pillar is right in the center. I'm wondering if it wouldn't have more impact if it was to the left or to the right a little bit.
Everything
and the
is
horizon is centered also. Like, I get that the sky is beautiful that day, but you could cut down a little bit, maybe about a third down, and I think it might be a little bit better.
Yeah,
I think if you moved your where you were standing to the left, so that you still got the same background, but you had the pillar at a 1/3 point, and maybe had the right hand pier or whatever it is, kind of coming back at more of an angle, it would be more dynamic.
Yeah, to me, I'm a little bit confused on what's the main stuff. Is it the sky or is it the water and the boats? Because the horizon is split right down the middle, and she's giving each one of them the equal amount of weight. And it's just, sky is beautiful, and that's what I really looked at. The sky is really beautiful, but then again, is it this V with this pole in the middle, or is it the boats back over there? It's a little bit confused. What is my real message here? What does she want me? What does she want me to really look at here? That's what I was a little bit. It's a beautiful photo, but I'm looking all over the place right now. I'm looking at the boats. I'm looking at the skies. I'm looking at the wires. I'm looking at everything. Which is, she guided me through the photo, but I just don't know where's the focal point.
Yeah, what's the story it's telling?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
Any more comments for Teresa? This is from, I believe, Mary Lou. Yeah. Monthly assignment, daily chores, delight. Mary Lou.
Club cookies. I miss when we could meet again. Fred, you haven't brought us any cookies this whole year?
He's ate them all.
I guess everyone's responsible for their own cookies this year.
What did she use for that light? It's very interesting.
Yeah, it looks like a light coming through something, but
it's very interesting. And the day planner fits the theme well.
I just like cookies. But that's perfect. That's perfect for the theme. Perfect.
It tells the story.
Yep. Yeah, I like the day planner was great. It's just that the light just kind of like threw me off. That bright light in there, but it is. But the day planner told the story.
Any more comments from Mary Lou?
Is that another entry of cookies on the 12th?
At 12? I think that's cookies maybe twice in the same day.
I must have fixed my mic. Is it sounding better now, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like how you fixed it. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks like she had cookies twice that day. One's cookies and one's joy and cookies. Okay. Next photo. Is this Fred? Yes. Out or safe?
Well, what happened on this one, I was over at park right down the street. It's called Joe Cannon Stadium, and it just so happened that Coppin State was playing, and JC said, "Hey, come on, take some shots." So I came down there, and we had to shoot through a screen, and just so happened I shot this one off, and the guy was safe because the guy struck out, and they were still playing. The batter struck out or was called out, but they continued with the play.
And another thing for you, if you didn't get it, he missed that ball too.
Yeah, it went past him.
Right, it went right past him.
But what happened? It didn't matter because they were out of the inning.
Right.
The guy struck out for the third strikeout, third out.
It's a great action shot. The only thing I'm doing is crop in a bit more so you emphasize the people and the ball.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, that this could be cropped down quite a bit and it would be a stronger.
Yeah, you're probably right. I had another one where the ball was actually close in his mitt, but the umpire was right on top of it. So I chose this one, but I could have cropped it more. Yeah, I agree with you.
Ron says, I would crop in much closer on this and get rid of the fence and the space to the left. Nice catching job, catching action. And I agree.
Okay, thank you. Crop it real quick. Crop it.
Maybe something close to that. That to me is maybe a little more impactful.
There you go. Yeah, that's a lot better right there. Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Right.
I agree with you. Fill the frame.
Right.
Fill the frame.
Yep.
Okay. Any more comments for Fred? I need to get out of this and move on. Okay. Okay, this is A Dad is a Teacher from Susan. I like this father-son shot.
Yeah, I like that. They teaching them how to fish or
Mm-hmm.
something. That's what it looks like they're doing. Yeah,
That's what I'm
I
getting.
like.
This thing tells a good story.
Yeah, I love. I like
Yeah,
this.
I like the symmetry on this one.
Yeah, I like this one here.
The diagonals of the fishing poles and the diagonals of the
Yeah.
heads and the
Yes.
views.
Yes. Yeah. That's well done. I like this. And the background is blurred out too. I really did like this one.
And the background is actually, when you think about it, the background itself is very distracting. But the crop, the placement of the subjects in the screen is so powerful, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
And I can barely make out a one-way sign,
Right.
which
You
is
see
kind of
that right
cool.
above the kid's head.
Mm-hmm. Susan says the boy in front of Dad works. The other shot I had of Dad in front didn't work.
Did she
Yeah.
use a zoom lens on that, and that's what made the stop sign so big? I mean, the one way so big. She using a zoom?
Yeah, he uses a 18 to 22 270. He was zoomed in quite a bit.
Yeah, when that happens, the background's going to get big.
Yeah, this worked real good. Even though she only has two people, but she still used that triangle there to frame them with, and that's very putting the kid in the front and making that triangle up there, that slanted triangle up there was real good too.
Ron says this is a really nice photo. The red truck distracts a bit, but could be toned down. And then Susan says there is also a little brother who kept bouncing in and out of the frame. Yes, it was zoom.
That's nice.
It was 270 millimeters she was shooting.
Very nice. Any more
Nice
comments? Yeah, very nice story. This is JC's.
Well, this wasn't supposed to be a artistic photo or anything like that. It's just to show it's springtime. And I forgot now what did I name this?
You named it Spring is in the Air.
Yeah, so just it's time to start planting some flowers. And it wasn't meant to be artistic, just to show one of my daily tasks, and that was about it, to tell you the truth. Wasn't meant to be a whole bunch of artistic to it.
Yeah, I really like this one.
To me, it tells the story and is artistic because it matched the assignment, which was say your daily tasks and
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do is just get the daily tasks and well, I make sure I want to tell a story also, and I don't think you have a problem telling what the story is. That with the little thing where I make the hole with, and you got your plant, and then you got your stuff you're going to put it in there in the hole with and everything.
I think this one really stood out nicely among the set of entries, and definitely fit the theme and was well done.
Any more comments for JC?
JC, this is a great daily task shot, but I think you've got an amazing shot there if you just take that bag out of there. If you did the same thing,
you're probably right. That bag is not adding anything.
You've got everything is different shades of brown, except for the beautiful yellow and the green, just perfectly framed, and the hands, with the caring hands in there, just caring for that plant. I'd love to see you try that again.
And put maybe the shovel more at an angle to angle it in towards the planter.
Yeah. I'm sure these are probably already planted though, right?
Yeah, this planted now.
Yeah, over in chat, Ron says, ditch the bag.
Okay, good. Thank you. That's a good idea.
Unless it's a Pantone ad.
Ron says the hands make this photo, and the color of the pot matching the flowers is great.
Okay, thank you. Right.
This is from Doug Wood. Was this yours, Doug?
Yes, that's mine.
Yeah. Didn't have a problem figuring out what it was at all. I, immediately figured out daily tasks is to go bike riding in the park somewhere. I would imagine that's what it is.
Yep. I've got a buddy that we ride with every week, so it's not quite a daily task, but It's at least weekly.
Daily activities then.
And
Yeah. Only thing I did.
I'm a little south, so this one might reappear for spring.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, Doug, the only thing I would have did if I could have, I probably would have backed up some and not have the people so close to riding out of the frame. Look like they're riding. They had been way back by that curve somewhere back there. I think it would have had more. For me, it would have had more impact. Right now, it looks like they're getting ready to just ride right out of the frame. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they just were there, and I was lucky to get them
No,
at all.
no, I understand. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I agree with you. I had to crop it to get them in at all.
Now, this crop would have been perfect if they were the other way. You should have either offered them $1 or played crazy photographer and make them turn around.
If I was patient enough to have stood there for 15 minutes, I would have gotten another one.
But I love the S curve of that. And my first thought is crop down, but I love the blue sky. I love the flowering tree there in the front. I think it really works.
Yep.
Yeah, this really does work. All the colors help make that photo. Any more comments for Doug? I think this is also Doug's.
Yeah, and this one didn't work as well because you can't really read the sign, which is it's kind of the, where am I? It's the other half of the story with the other photo.
Yeah, you kind of lost me on that one, Doug. I didn't know what was the purpose of that one right there.
Well, it identifies where, there was sort of a tell a story. So this is identifying where we're cycling.
Okay.
Goes with the other one. It didn't work as well.
It's great though.
Any comments for Doug on this? Back to JC. This is cornbread for dinner.
Ooh.
Okay, that's the cornbread for dinner. Well, my wife cooks sometime and I cook sometime, and that day it was my day to cook, and I say, you know what? Let's just kill two birds with one stone. So I don't really use a pet milk. That milk was all left over from when we had COVID. We had to stock up on stuff, because we couldn't get milk, so we stocked up on a whole bunch of pet milks, But because I wanted to put the regular milk there, but tell you the truth, I didn't have enough space on the counter there. I had enough space, but if I widened it up a little bit, I would have gotten the refrigerator in there. And if I went to the other side, I would have had the stove in there. And I had to put everything right there. Because behind the baking pile and behind the pet milk, there is a wall socket there. And I didn't want that to show, so I had to hide the wall socket with the ingredients there. And I just played around with it and got my camera set up and put it on auto and let it snap a few pictures. And this is the one I chose.
I like this. I like how your hand's a little bit blurred in the front as the motion of you stirring.
Yeah, I was moving my hand at one wide and I got a little bit too, and I said, let me move my hand a little bit slower because I wanted to show where I was mixing the flour and the cornmeal up.
Over on Facebook, Russ says he likes this. It's well done. It's well centered. It tells the story, and I love the depth of field of this. It tells the story. I like the motion of the hands.
It reminds me of the plant, JC. But the only thing that bugs me just a little bit is you're cut off right on the wrists. I would like to see a little bit more of your arms, but I love the concept from start to finish.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen a little bit more of the whole pan. What I wanted to do, the whole pan that I'm mixing in. See, I cut on the left hand side. I cut the half of the rim of the pan off. Also, I tried showing it, but the stove is right over there. And then I was getting the stove, and then I just got tired of messing with it. I said, I'm not going to do it over again. That's for sure.
Make 2 batches of cornbread.
Well, we do one skillet that lasts us about 3 days anyway.
Ooh.
Okay. Any more comments for JC?
John, are you having video problems?
I don't think so.
It's showing red and yellow for me. I'm looking at yours.
Huh. Are you seeing Christine's okay?
No, everything's really blurry on mine. I've reduced my quality down just in case it had anything to do with me. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Okay, it usually the good thing about Jitsi is it will put whoever's sharing their screen, it will put more emphasis on their quality.
Okay.
I turned off my camera too, which seemed to help. It still says I have poor quality, but it's fine now with my own camera.
Here, this is Fred's, and it's Moon.
Well, what happened with this one, I went out and walked the dog the day after the supermoon, and it wasn't that low in the sky, and I wanted something to fly in front of it, like an airplane, or if I had something I could focus on in front, it would make it real big. But I only had a few seconds there, so I took the shot and took 3 or 4 of them and chose that one and cropped in.
Well done. It's a nice
great
moonshot.
Sharpness, great tones.
Was that on a tripod? Or is it handheld?
No, that was done on a tripod.
Okay, I was going to say.
I was, if I remember correctly, I think I had it on 1/30th of a second.
What camera and lens did you use?
I have a Sony 6400 crop sensor with a 200 to 600, and when it's all the way out, it's 900 millimeters, and it's cropped in a whole bunch.
That is amazing for what you have.
It was a nice clear day. It was, like I said, I wanted an airplane or something to go that because it was so high up. If it had been lower in the sky, I could have used a tree or something, to focus on, and it wouldn't have been as sharp. But something, like if it was an airplane, if it was warm, if it was more light out, and an airplane flew in front of it, and I focused on the airplane, it'd make that moon look huge.
You needed ET to fly by.
Yeah, that would work too. I mean, I guess I could do it in Photoshop, but that wouldn't be fair.
I love the shadow on the upper edge of it. That helps.
Yeah, it sure does. It gives it kind of a depth to it, some type of depth.
Yeah.
What I like doing, Fred, is there's a website called transitfinder.com, transit-finder.com, and it will map on. It'll give you a map of everything in your area where the ISS, the International Space Station, goes in front of the sun or goes in front of the moon, and it will rate them by how quality it is, if it's illuminated or not. And I've always wanted to get a shot like this with the ISS in the foreground.
That's a good idea. But the thing is, when I'm shooting something like this, I don't plan it out. It just so happened I was walking the dog, and I said, "Oh, look at that!" And then, so I ran home and got my camera, had on the tripod, and away it went. But I usually don't plan stuff out like that. It's like, oh well, that's too much work.
Nice and sharp. It's sharper than the ones I get when I try and do this.
Well, I tell you, one of the tricks to do is use a sharpener. Okay, use a sharpener like Topaz sharpen, but not too much. Not too much. Just enough. And also, you have to also watch the shadow. Bring the shadows down a little bit. Take your highlights and move your highlights up a little bit. Bring the shadows down and just play with it a little bit, and you can get some pretty decent pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Any more comments for Fred? This is also JC's daily newspaper reading.
Yeah, well, there's 2 things that I wanted to do on this when I got tired of missing. Number one, as you see the house, the next door neighbor's house through my window there, I wanted this to be a little bit more blurred out. I wanted to blur that house out a little bit. And you see now from my right hand, I have the shadow right there because I'm just using one speed light to shoot directly into that window there, so I can, otherwise it would have been like a silhouette. So, and I just wanted to show that with a coffee cup and reading the other thing. And, if I had to do it over again, matter of fact, I did go back and try it. If I get the house blur, if I focus on my ear somewhere right there to get me in focus, the newspaper come out halfway, it's a little blurred also. If I focus on the newspaper, I come out blurry. So I got tired of playing. When I question if I had played with it more and more and more, I could have accomplished what I wanted to accomplish by getting the house out, getting the house, to be more blurred out. And getting a shot of it, no problem. I just had to change my lighting, just, I would shoot straight on, you're going to get a shot. If I had to bounce my lighting off of the ceiling, you'd put my lighting above my head, then I wouldn't have got that shot of down there.
You just need some tissue paper over the window.
Okay, I didn't think about that. Put some tissue paper over the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it would just glow, and it'd be almost completely diffused in the background.
Oh, wow. I never thought about that. Okay.
What f-stop did you use, JC?
Christine, tell them what I read, because I really don't know.
It is F11.
Okay. Yeah, trying to get, me and the newspaper all in. I should have stopped that down to about 5.6 maybe, 5.6, 4.5, something like that, then I would have get a better job on getting that background blur back there.
Over on Facebook.
It really doesn't bother me. Having seen the house there, it makes it feel, more like, your everyday life, in a nice, neighborhood, and
JC, it looks great. I like it.
Over on Facebook, Ron says, I would like to have seen more of his face.
Well,
that's what I was trying not to do.
This was intentional, but this shot is about the headline.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that was Darren that talked about the house. Was that Darren?
Yeah.
Darren, I love that you said that, because I think that tells a lot of the story. The story kind of thinking, let's pretend this gentleman here has gotten the vaccine, and there are people out in his community that did not, and this really kind of brings in the sense of community and how close you are to the people outside. So it kind of tells the story for me better than I think maybe just an empty field would have been. It shows how close you are to other people, even in your own home.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it's not any coffee in the cup, believe it or not, because only my wife drank coffee. I don't. So.
Very nice. Very nice story.
Let me ask you a question. You think it would have been better in color, stay in color, black and white?
I like the black and white.
I like the black and white.
Yeah.
I'd leave it black and white too.
Okay.
This is a perfect black and white.
And that kind of helps the story, Do you want yes or no?
There's a grittiness to to the headline and the story here that the black and white helps.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the comments.
This is Bob's.
Of course, this is Bob's.
Setting a frugal table.
Wow.
Very nice. I love the colors.
My mind is lost in this.
And did you see everything, how he set it up to shoot it? Oh, Bob. He also showed his whole setup.
Yeah.
Right. Our dining room sets don't match at all. These are our everyday plates. The glasses aren't, of course.
Well, neither does what your family like to eat. What is that? The plain white bread, an apple, a banana, and what's that? Cherry tomatoes?
Yeah, that's right. And there's cookies.
Cookies.
What's in the glasses?
Basically water and vegetable coloring.
Food coloring.
Yeah. I don't think there are many blue drinks. This is a fantasy. I'll show you reality.
Over on Facebook, back to JC's photo, Ron said you wanted people to focus on the newspaper, so black and white works.
Okay.
For
Thanks,
this
Ron.
photo, Susan says should have used a solid tablecloth.
Susan, did he kick you out of the dining room to get this shot?
Ron says quintessential Bob. The mix of colors and food and designs make it kind of fun.
Yeah, this is reality. A little different.
That's good though.
Very nice. This was a lot of fun. It looks like you put a lot of work into this.
I don't know if a solid colored tablecloth would have worked. I mean, you did a great job on those lines being straight. The only thing I would say is a little bit of light on the right. I can see your window light on the left, and the gradient goes from one to the other.
Yeah,
You ought to be able to fix that with a gradient in Lightroom, or
Might
two
be.
gradients.
yeah, I could do that. But I did actually have an extra light on the right to try and compensate. It was actually worse without that light, extra light.
Yeah, I see the extra shadow there. I see something there.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it was a lot harsher than your window light.
Right. The window's on the left and the added lights on the right.
Yeah.
Very nice. I really like this. Any more comments for Bob? Susan says, I showed up after my shower and found him hard at work. And here's the setup for people who want to see. Ron
That's
says
great.
the reality is better than the fantasy in many ways. Introducing people makes it a storytelling opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you did that with your tripod and camera.
It was very carefully lashed. Notice the 28 pounds to stop it tipping over. That was crucial.
Wow.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
This is mine, and this is my microphone that y'all hear me from every week. And since it's become a weekly routine to do this and a podcast, and so I spend a lot of time at my computer at this microphone. So I got it in front of my laptop, and you can see a little bit of the red wall behind it.
What lens was this?
My macro.
Yeah, nice bokeh on that.
Well, I thought it was John's picture.
I have the Elvis mic.
Oh, okay.
You'll see his later.
Okay.
But
yeah, that's perfect. The only thing that grabs me is that little red. I either want to see red on both sides or none at all.
Okay.
I didn't like it with cutting off more of the microphone, and I couldn't get an angle where I could get the red out of there, so I left it.
Now, since this is such low colors anyway, you could have turned this black and white and then blend the red down to try to match your laptop.
Actually, I think that if you just pulled the red channel down, you could make that red mostly go away.
Lewis.
And I think the mic's an SM58. Sure.
I think that's a Sennheiser.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all kind of manufactured, look the same almost.
Over on Facebook, Lewis says, I like the focus on the mic grill.
Yeah, I do too. I like the focus is good. Try just selecting the pure red channel on and taking the luminosity or actually the intensity down on the saturation down on the red channel. You lose the little bit of red underneath the mic holder circle too.
And Lewis was asking about the white dot in the center. There's some lights on my laptop for the power whenever it's on. And that's the way it came through whenever it was out of focus. And then Ron says, you might have desaturated the red. It works to have the rectangular background on the right. Thanks, everyone. Any more comments for me? And then this is also mine. This is our bathroom and our toothpaste and my toothbrush. So twice a day I brush my teeth. So daily task.
I like it. Told a very good story there. And I mean, it is the daily task, and it told the whole story. And believe it or not, you don't have it exactly centered either. And I like the way you didn't put the top of the toothpaste right behind the brush. You got it right. You got it off. You got more of the brush handle showing and everything. I liked it this one, Chris.
Thanks.
I like the depth of field too.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can see the soap in the mirror in the background, but they're not the focus. So
Right,
again,
right.
this was with my macro lens. So
It's nice.
Thanks. Lewis says maybe a little darker background to make it all pop out.
I think the depth of field, the shallow depth of field, does that for me. The only thing that kind of bugs me a little bit is the black of the lid of the liquid soap. I think that's the only thing that's out of place. I see that black and the silvery, when I'm seeing such harmony in the blue and the brown soap.
Yeah, I guess I could have tried to move the toothpaste over a little bit more and block it more.
Yeah.
I missed that part, but
I think I agree that a little bit darker background, and you could do that in Photoshop if you were willing to spend enough time. Duplicate the layer and take down the background.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just a vignette would help it. I don't know, but it's fine like it is.
maybe a little vignette. That would be nice. Okay, any more comments? Then this is my last one, which is my coffee maker. This is used every day I work, and some days I don't. So it's all set up and ready for the next morning with a coffee cup ready to go.
Nice story. Very nice.
My travel mug doesn't fit underneath, so that's why you get both mugs. I have to put it in a regular mug and dump it over.
I like the strength of the colors of both of the mugs. I'd actually like to see the brown background become more neutral so that the color of the mugs pop even more.
Okay. Any other comments for me?
I'd like to see the blue go away, because I like the fact that you've got the two different kind of browns, and they're just enough that it makes it interesting, different enough.
You could do it that way too.
Yeah.
You don't have a green mug as well, do you, Christine?
I do not.
No, and I wouldn't want it that symmetric. And as I continue to look at it, sorry, I don't know what it is on the right there, but that might actually crop too. Whatever.
That's our big coffee maker whenever we make more than one cup.
I don't know if that could crop.
Yeah, I was trying to get an angle. I didn't have that there, and I couldn't make it happen.
I know. We all struggle with that. I like the asymmetry, though. I don't think I'd want a third mug in there making it symmetric again.
Susan says, if the background was fainter brown, then it would blend too much with the silver of the appliances.
And before that, Lewis says maybe a little darker background, make it pop out as well. Kind of like what Doug said.
Yeah. Any other comments? Okay. John.
That's me.
Fisheye lens, right, John?
Basically, but the problem is I've got such a small amount of area back there behind the mixer. I used a 360-degree camera, but I chopped off the back of the camera and I only used the front. And this was my story here is, of course, with doing the streaming, and as Christine said, we have we do a photography podcast, and I've been doing a lot of presentations. Virtual stuff and a couple private lessons. This is my daily task, it seems like. And if it's not doing something live, then I'm usually editing something or editing the streams that we have. We've got to edit them and put them up on YouTube. So there's always something to be done. I always seem to have a handle on this darn mixer every day. And that's my microphone. That is the Elvis. It's the Elvis style microphone.
Really dramatic angle you got there.
Thank you.
Straight at you.
I was hoping to get down further, but I just couldn't get any further down to really accentuate that weird warped feeling.
Doesn't look like you at all. Looks like George Clooney.
and
I don't know,
one light?
Bob. I don't know what you're getting at. I already gave you something good.
No, I mean I'm just saying it's an observation.
He's buttering me up for something.
Over on Facebook, Lewis says, like it, but let's see more of your nose.
It's nicely done, John. Like I think Mike was saying, that one lighter also. How many lights did you use?
That is 2 lights.
Okay.
I've got these LED bars on my leftmost monitor and my rightmost monitor.
Mm.
I like the noise that's in it. You know, at least on my monitor, it looks like a little noise on the whites, and I like it.
Yeah, it's got some noise in it. Thank you.
Very nice, dear.
Yeah, nicely.
This is Mike's. And what did he name this? Morning coffee.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I shot this the morning after last Wednesday because, preparing the talk for last Wednesday, I didn't even think about doing any of the daily chore photos, and it had rained the day before, so that put this in my mind. So this is actually the same setup that I shot the still life program on. So you see the black plexi setting on the table. I have a black background behind me, and I just sat down. I have one light on me. I just sat down in front of the black plexi, and I'm using the telephone to trigger my camera. So that's what I'm doing. And then I used a Photoshop action to add the texture of the rainy window over the front of things. I didn't actually shoot it through a rainy window. Unfortunately, that texture is not mine, so I couldn't enter it in the one light contest because that's against our rules. But it's a pretty cool texture feature. You run the action and it lets you resize the texture, and you can actually mask out parts of the texture where you want it to see through the glass better.
That's pretty clever because it looks like the water drops are actually designed and modeled to refract the photo perfectly.
Yeah, you fooled me. I thought it was a real McCoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, over in Facebook, Lewis says he likes it a lot and is asking if that's wet Plex in front of you.
It's no, it's a texture that came with the Photoshop action.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, but to me, it's like, working on your phone is like the everyday task. Because, everybody's always on their phone. So
Ron,
that's kind of cool.
over on Facebook, Ron says, I love the steamy window. You have taken a lot of care with the details to get them to work together. I can tell you didn't let much to chance.
I think he's overestimating. It's a really cool Photoshop action that does most of the work for you.
Very nice. Very nicely done, Mike. Any
Okay,
more comments?
Mike, you let the cat out the bag. Everybody thought you were shooting through your own window or through a piece of wet plexiglass or something. Okay.
Nice. This is John's.
Of course.
That's a close up of the mic. It just looking at this is what I look at whenever I'm working on the mixer. So this is what I look at. So I've always liked the texture, and the story here is I actually bought this mic as a photography prop, and it was like $250. It was one of the most expensive photography props I ever bought for one shoot, and I liked it so much I never sent it back. And then once we started getting into doing a lot more virtual and online stuff, I dug it out from the back, and I just actually love the sound that it makes. So this is just a quick macro shot of the business end of the microphone.
I liked this. I liked that you can see the details of the sponge inside of it and the metal and the lines, and just very nicely shot.
And that's the problem with macro. No matter how good you clean something, there's always gunk everywhere.
You ain't kidding. Yep. You be
The
there
older
all day long.
The older mics, they didn't use that spongy stuff. They used some type of screen, didn't they?
That I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that.
Over on Facebook, Lewis says, nice use of black and white.
Oh, thank you, Lewis.
And Mike, he was asking where you got the actions for the water on your photo.
Photoshop.
All right, I'll have to go look it up. Just a second.
Any other comments for John on his mic shot? Okay. This is Feed the Cat from Teresa.
Feeding that cat food and knowledge.
For yours, John, Ron said you were brave enough to go symmetric with this. Too often people go diagonal with all lines.
I'm not a big fan of the Dutch angle. Even when it kind of seems to make sense. Yeah, I'm a big perspective person. I agree with you there. I'd like to have something that's as perfectly perspective as possible. But I want to know what the cat's learning here.
It looks like she's taking notes on something.
Yeah, I'll chime in on the flat on with the book centered works on this.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like she's under a blanket eating. It could be any of us during the past year.
Well, it's also kind of like we're across the table from her and talking with her.
Yeah.
Or the cat is reviewing the cat food. Making notes.
Instead of Yelp.
Yeah. Very nicely done, Teresa.
She a Maine Coon?
I don't know. And she's not here tonight to answer our questions. So
This is something that you would sell a bunch of them if you made a coffee table book or a mouse pad, or if you put this on a mug. You would sell so many of these.
Yes, indeed.
yeah, people would
The
go
cat
crazy.
lovers would buy that thing up like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can start with my wife.
Teresa, if you make $1 million off of selling mouse pads of this, everybody here on chat, you need to cut us into the profits.
Just put it on a T-shirt. That would work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, that's another one.
People would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Any more comments for Teresa? Oops. This is yours, John.
I shot this one. When did I shoot this today?
Yeah.
I didn't submit my 3, so I wanted to submit one more just so that I didn't know how many we had, so I just wanted to submit my 3rd one, and I didn't care that it didn't go up on Facebook or not. But I'm working on a new presentation that as we do a lot of the old style photography, so I've got a lot of stuff that I pull out to put into my talks, and I set everything down. And I got something to drink, and that's my mug, the big coffee mug with the giant handlebar mustache. And I put it down. I'm like, ooh, I need to take a photo of this. And that's what I did here. So this is another daily task.
I like the lines of the glasses and then the pen. So like you have the mustache, the glasses, the paper, the pen, like so many lines, and they all lead into each other.
Yeah.
Keep you circling around the photo.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's the book with all the graduates on it, John? What is that? That's one of your high school albums or something?
That's from we rescue a lot of old photography.
Uh-huh.
And that is one of the pieces that I'm trying to restore. I'm working on a presentation on restoring old photography, and and this is something that I'm trying to put together a presentation.
Yeah,
How old is
yeah,
that picture?
Yeah, John, I need to talk to you about some old stuff I have.
Okay.
yeah. I did a video on that with me. Matter of fact, I was supposed to start doing that when I was in their video school, and about restoring old photos like that. They always capture me. I have a lot of my family old photos to restore, and just haven't got around to them yet. But I love doing that.
Scan them in, bring them in, and take a chunk at a time. Learn to use your snapshot tool.
I bought a very expensive scanner and everything, and the scanner is up in the closet now. So, and my cousins are always getting on me now about Okay, we're waiting on our pictures to come back.
Yeah.
How old is that picture, John, of the graduating class?
I'm thinking
What year was
that's
that taken?
probably 1940s or so,
Wow.
and that's some
Okay,
of the
yeah.
older stuff we've got. We have a
Yeah,
lot of
because
stuff
I
from the
was looking at
60s.
the Cipitone color, or the way the
Yeah.
color is on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Over on Facebook, Lewis says, I like it, but I think the paper at the left is distracting.
It is. It takes
I
away.
actually wondered what would happen if you mirrored this.
Mm.
If you flipped it horizontally, because
Yeah.
then the paper would kind of be a stop to your eye instead of a.
You're right, because everything points. You know, the fountain pen points you out.
Yeah.
The mustache points you out. That's just kind of how it fell, and I really didn't want to pose it up too much.
Can you?
But
Can
I
you
agree.
flip it? Can you flip it quickly?
You got to flip it, Chris.
Yeah, and you, with the writing on the white paper, you know I'm trying to read the writing.
Right. My notes.
Yeah, I'm trying to read your notes there. You know,
And-
they always say.
And while she's doing that, I'm kind of a little crazy when it comes to working with old stuff.
Yeah.
I find working with the fountain pen kind of cool, and those glasses fit my reading glasses prescription just perfectly. So those are like 1880s glasses.
How do I flip it in Lightroom?
Go up to photo, up in your menu, all the way left. There you go. Flip horizontal. I don't know.
That works, but the white paper still it's got the distraction.
It draws
on
you,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise it's good.
So now I need to take it one step further and start writing my notes in parchment paper.
Flip it just 90 degrees, that everything is up. What does it do then?
That's harder to do. The just flip one way is easy. But the pen brings you, no. But the pen, with it flipped, the pen brings your eye back around into the photo.
Just go to reset on the bottom right, Christine, and you'll put it back. Nope, you should.
There we go. Over in Facebook, Lewis says you can find a bunch of cool old photos in junk stores.
Oh, I know.
Rather antique stores on the way to Ocean City, and that he loves fountain pens.
We it's sad how many photos we find in junk stores, and it's sad how many people we get come to us and say, "Hey, I'm 80, 90 years old, and my kids don't want any of this stuff. I'm getting rid of all our family photos." And it just breaks my heart. I'm like, well, you need to give them to you. Oh, they don't want any of them. What? I can't imagine that.
What?
I've got the stereo. I've got a whole set of a beautiful couple's wedding from probably the 1950s, and it's all glass stereoscopic slides, full color.
Oh my goodness!
Full color glass slides, and it's my project to take all the acid tape off and clean them up and reseal them, But I mean, this is just a heartbreaking box of slides that, it's one of a kind.
So, John, I have 16 boxes of 2x3 glass slides that are aerials taken between the war when my grandfather taught aerial photography.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, and I've been meaning to talk to you about them because I can't even get my scanner to work on them.
Your best bet. And your very best bet. How many do you have?
There's 8 to 10 a box, so somewhere between 128 and 160.
Depending on how much you want to get into this, I would either find a darkroom photographer. You're down in the Carolinas, right?
Yeah.
I would find a darkroom photographer that's got it either has the ability to contact print these, and what that is, it's going to take your slide.
Yeah,
and a piece
I
of
know.
photo. Okay.
I've done contact printing. I'm that
or
old.
Because they're only 2x3s, someone with a 4x5 scan. If you were here in Maryland, we've got a 5x7 and larger, so we would be able to make a tray easy and actually project them and make prints that would make them easy for you to scan. But I would definitely try to find somebody in your area that can either do contact prints or you do contact prints yourself. All you got to do is find a dark room, a tray, and a couple photochemicals, and I'd be happy to help you find that.
I did darkroom prints when I was 10 because my grandfather did had a dark room and did all of this stuff. I've also got 3x4 glass slides going back to 1918.
Oh, wow.
So maybe the next time I come up there, we can talk a little bit.
Absolutely. Oh, let me.
I don't want to bring a lot of them, but I might bring one box and we could try something.
Certainly.
Over on Facebook, Lewis says, sad how the ID of the people disappears.
Yeah.
And Mike shared a link for his Photoshop action. Any more comments on this for John?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop off for a minute. I gotta go upstairs and see my little boo-boo, my little grandson is here. I'll be back.
Thanks for joining us, JC.
Okay.
And that was our last photo. So our winner over on Facebook was Mike.
Congratulations, Mike.
Yay. Do y'all want to
Nice
see
job,
what
Mike.
do y'all want to see what the original photo looked like?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's see.
I can stop sharing my screen.
So share, window, photo.
Okay, we got it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, do the action. Can you do the action real quick?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little bit of a pain.
Oh.
Is Dougwood still on? Because I wanted to show him a glass slide.
Did I stop sharing?
Yes.
Good. All right.
Okay, that's it for our stream. Everyone in the conference, please stick around until after the credits. A big thank you for everyone for joining us, and we hope you'll join us next week when we have a great program by Lewis Katz going on From Capture to Print, the Art of Black and White Photography. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
No.
Is Dougwood still on?
Good night.